Hey, what's up guys? It's Nostalgia Zoomer here. I have a bold declaration. Call of Duty is dead. I know, no one said that before. Yeah, COD sucks. Black Ops 7 probably killed the franchise, even though some crazy people are still gonna buy it. And it's so far gone from what the original franchise was about. You know, I remember being so hyped back in the day, you know, going to the store with my dad and seeing Black Ops 1 on the shelves, begging him to let me get that shit. And then finally, you know, him saying yes, going home and playing it. And to be fair, I think there are some more recent Call of Duties with, you know, pretty good, or maybe not good, but decent campaigns. You know, I remember Cold War was pretty good. But compare that even to what we got back in the day. You know, the original Modern Warfares, you know, BO1, BO2, even Ghost. I know Ghost is probably, you know, the start of the downfall, you know, for the COD franchise if you think about it. But that Call of Duty Ghost campaign, man, that was fantastic. It's so focused on this like yearly release cycle, just pumping these games out with barely any changes to them. And half the time, there's nothing new in the game. It's just some recycled, you know, version or reskin of an old map, which, to be granted, I appreciate, you know, that you're able to, you know, in the new CODs play like Raid, Standoff, Rust, that kind of stuff, you know, because I want to go back and play, you know, classic maps. But I also want a new game. I don't want to just play the same recycled content over and over again. I mean, to be fair, I do, to be honest, because I'm still playing Modern Warfare 2, you know, in 2026. I don't want the same old maps every single year, which is what we're getting. And also just the amount of games we're getting with this yearly release cycle. We're on Black Ops 7. I feel like no one's going to go back and think about, oh man, remember Black Ops 6? Shoot, man, remember playing Vaults on Black Ops 6, man? What a map. What a map. What a game. What a game. No one's going to think that. And there's still going to be people that go back. They go back and play Black Ops 2 for the first time. And they're like, wait, this is a good game. This is a solid game. This is a quality game. And I feel like there are some, you know, good parts. I don't want to completely just trash on, you know, everything new. You know, I am a fan of, you know, nostalgia. But, you know, I do love new stuff too, obviously. And there were some, you know, I feel like decent ideas that they tried for the franchise. You know, with like Modern Warfare 2019, like, I feel like the updated movement, even though I feel like that is definitely contributed to the fall of COD, and, you know, the gunplay and everything in that game, that game was insane for a lot of reasons. You know, no fucking red dots on the mini map. It's not COD, but there was some good ideas to at least insert something new into the mix. But if you're gonna do something new, stick with it. Do something new. You know, get creative with it. Not just go back and recycle the same old maps, same old story, same old ideas over and over and over. And I feel like, obviously, the reason they keep, you know, recycling, you know, all the Modern Warfare Black Ops shit is because it sells. People want to go and, you know, play the new Black Ops, play the new COD, you know, Modern Warfare with their friends, which makes sense. They're going to do it because it sells. But even think about how back in the day they were talking about, oh, the World War II era genre so overdone with all these shooters. Even the most mid, you know, Call of Duty World War II, you know, in 2018, that shit is miles better than anything we're getting today. Go back and play the game. You know, there's a headquarters, you can walk around and, you know, chat with your homies and shit. You know, there's ranges, you can, you know, test out your guns. You know, do little 1v1s and shit built into the game, just in, you know, a lobby you can walk around and shit in. There's nothing close to that in COD today. It's just main menu. Don't get me started on menus, by the way. You have to boot up and go through like 5 minutes of loading screens, you know, restart, blah, 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 all this shit. Compared to back in the day, like, even though obviously it serves the same function, you know, the Black Ops 2 UI with like the globe in the background, you know, compared that to the Modern Warfare kind of theme they had, it is so different to what we have now. And I mean, I feel like even though it has been there for a while, the microtransactions are a big part of it. Because back in the day, it was like, you know, you bought map packs for like $5 or whatever, $10. You know, you could get a skin pack or whatever. Nowadays, they have, you know, $30+, you know, cosmetic bundles where you're running around as fucking Rick and Morty with a fucking ray gun in multiplayer that fucking shoots out rainbows or whatever the fuck. It's just, it feels like COD is more about selling skins than actually about any type of gameplay or having fun with your friend. And don't get me started on the battle passes. Now, I'm not as of a critic of battle passes as other people. I do feel like they can provide some. Like, if you look at it from like a pure like economic value, they do provide more than I think any other type of microtransaction in a game. But it's like, why is that there in the first place? I'm playing COD to, do the camo challenges, grind my rank up. I'm a huge ranked player. Grind the leaderboards, try and prestige master. Why do I have to care about some battle pass, doing headshot challenges with the fucking whoop-de-doo blueprint? I feel like part of what made COD, the game and the franchise that it was, is that it was so casual. There were even, back then people that, were try-harding, going hard in the game, putting hours in. And you could see that in their skills, they're good players and shit. But back in the day, someone, getting off of work, getting off of school, some shit player, to be honest, Christmas noobs and shit, they could get on the game and still have a blast. Even if they're getting shit on, it's still an enjoyable experience. They're still shooting back for the most part. Nowadays, it's like you're running around like a bot, just you have no idea what you're doing. Or you're some, god tier CDL pro just hitting 4 headshots in a row, just fucking insta-killing everyone. Which is an exaggeration, to be fair. But it's just not at all the casual game that it once was. And that's not just the developers' fault, but the developers definitely encouraged it, especially with skill-based matchmaking. In skill-based matchmaking, they say it has been in COD. As far back as Black Ops 2, I think is what they say. Black Ops 2 or I think Ghosts is what they say. The skill-based matchmaking nowadays is just completely different. Back in the day, it would see like, oh, you're getting shit on in every game. Let's maybe, give you a couple easier lobbies, you're good. Nowadays, it's like, oh, you're going positive? Let's stick you in the lobby with fucking a BZ simp, Scrappy. It's like, shit, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm playing against Scumpy. It's fucking midnight, I'm playing against Scumpy. Just got off work, dude. And even the campaigns have just taken such a hit. Like, I know I mentioned before, there are some, like, decent, modern COD campaigns, but none of them at all hold a candle to what we had back in the day. Look at World at War, the Black Ops games, obviously. I'll always have a special place in my heart for Black Ops 1. I feel like that's probably the best COD campaign ever. Such a legendary campaign. No modern COD game is gonna even hold a candle to that. And the fact that Black Ops 7's campaign is online only, that is just so ridiculous. The whole point of a campaign is that it's single player. You can just stick the disc in. I was going to say stick the disc in and play it, but I guess you don't do that as much nowadays. Just open the game and play it. It's just so antithetical to what a campaign is supposed to be. And campaigns are, they used to be, for a lot of people, the selling points of CODs. Like, when I started playing, with Modern Warfare and Black Ops 1 and shit, the campaign is what I grinded. I didn't, consistently start playing online COD until much, much later. The campaigns are just such a core part of the Call of Duty franchise. And I feel like a lot of people will point to being like, the other games nowadays are just so much better than COD. Which, to be fair, they are. But I feel like that's completely COD's fault. Because if you look at, the FPS market right now, there's Battlefield 6, which I love Battlefield. I play Battlefield 1 a ton, even nowadays. But if Call of Duty was still putting out quality games, Battlefield wouldn't hold a candle to what a good COD game could do nowadays. And I feel like the path forward for COD isn't even that hard. First of all, you just gotta completely get rid of any idea of the yearly release cycle. Bare minimum, there should be 2 years in between COD games. Probably more. I feel like you should give it some time, create a quality COD game, put it in the oven for a little bit, and put your heart and soul into the game, into creating the perfect COD game. Not just some recycled, Modern Warfare 22, fucking Black Ops 8 or whatever they're on now. Focus on creating a unique, lasting product that people will think about, that is quality, that people want to come back and play and put their time into. And you know what? If they want to take the easy way out, they could just remaster old COD games. Yeah, I've been saying this for years. If they ever just wanted to, take a year off, just remaster Black Ops 2. Put however, I'm probably making it out to be a lot easier than it actually is, but there is no way remastering an old COD game would take that much effort. Just remaster, put the bare minimum effort into remastering Black Ops 2. Don't throw any microtransactions into it, any crazy shit. Just put that out there, sell it. So many people will buy it, probably more than any other modern COD game. And that will give you some time to actually work on a good, new, modern Call of Duty game that can not only generate a new audience of people, but also recapture some of the old audience. So yeah, no one at Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer is listening to this or anything, obviously. Come on, guys. I feel like I'm just beating a dead horse here. It's so easy to save this franchise. So many people still, it's like an abusive relationship. So many people still love Call of Duty, still love this franchise. So just give them something. Work on making a good COD game. Stop shilling for microtransactions and all this battle pass bullshit, and focus on making a good military first-person shooter, because that's what COD is.